Ciao! Welcome back to the Farmhouse. I take this occasion to share the progress, which is slowly going on as usual, but things are moving on a bit. I've taken a lot of decisions this time, decisions that go a bit against also the wishes I had, but I had to move on. So I gave up on the lime floor, I gave up on the pastellone floor, and I made a beautiful Portland cement subfloor. Why? Because I was honestly going crazy with searching the materials, collecting the knowledge, which I did, but it's not enough because making a lime floor subfloor plus the floor itself with this technique I learned, it's a lot of work, and I unfortunately don't have the time to do that. I work 100% and I have only weekends to do this kind of things. So also then transferring the knowledge to someone else, it's not so simple, I realized, and also finding the materials was driving me a little nuts because I contacted several suppliers and they gave me answers like, yeah, why are you looking for such special materials? And but we will let you know, we will contact our suppliers and let you know, and this takes time, and then I haven't heard back from them, and time is passing by. So just to make it short, I decided, I took quite an important decision. I decided to finish this house with the materials I can find at local shops. Finish. I need to move on, and that's okay. But I find interesting to share anyway my experience, because especially not only for the struggles I'm facing to pursue certain decisions like reusing natural materials, but also sharing the cost facts of what I'm finding on my findings to pursue certain decisions. So Portland cement subfloor. I gave it to someone, of course. The work, including materials, it costed me 2,000 euros. 47 square meters, which means this room and the other room. The pastellone floor would have costed me 2,000 euros only the material, because I asked a supplier who manufactures the pre-mixed pastellone, and that was the cost they offered me, shipped here. Of course, then on top of that you need the labor, the work, and I didn't ask anyone an offer for that, because the idea was also to make it myself together with someone. But honestly, considering the work that you have to and the time they need to put the pastellone, even if it's pre-mixed, I would not have expected less than 1,000, probably, I guess. Then on top of the subfloor, I decided to put tiles. Why? The pastellone is as delicate as wood. This is a room that will be probably used a lot because it's connecting the back and the front of the house. Phone. And so I was afraid that with the pastellone, even if you can say it's as delicate or as strong as wood, let's say, but it needs the same care. So I decided to put something that it's easier to clean, that needs less care. So tiles. Tiles are normally in local shops. You find them for about 30 euros per square meter. so you can make the calculation. I was lucky. I found these tiles, which I really like. Simple, they fit into the environment, and they are 18 euros per square meter, so almost half of it. The labor is gonna cost me 1,200. Therefore, conclusion is that if you sum up subfloor in cement plus tiles plus the work, and you sum up the Pastellone floor plus work, probably the costs are almost even. But to do the Pastellone or to do the lime floor, I needed a long time and uncertain deadline, because I had to handle all these people and all the knowledge myself. With cement tiles, I can just hand the job to people and let them do it. And this is stress saving and time saving. So I think I'm gaining in mental health. Tiles will be put in 10 days by now. So now it's December, so mid of Jan I should be finished with this bottom floor. Quite an exercise. No gym needed. So, what am I doing here? I am at the upper floor. I have to insulate this space. Because on top I will put the wood floor. My dream would have been to insulate with hemp panels. I checked some prices online. Of course, hemp panels impossible to find at local shops. Forget it. So I have to order them. I would have to order them online, and I found some websites. I want to read it live because it just makes sense. So hemp fiber panels, 40 kilograms per cubic meter density. The supplier, just a random one, but I use it as reference. I suppose prices are quite similar. So this one sells from 4 centimeters thickness, different thicknesses, up to 16 centimeters. Panels about 120 centimeters by 60, more or less. It has different sizes. Prices go from 19 euros per square meter for the 4 centimeters thick, up to 75 euros per square meter for the 16 centimeter thick. Here I have more or less around 40-45 square meters. I don't remember exactly, but calculation is quickly done. Especially then here I need less thickness. In the other rooms I need more because the space is higher. So when I saw these prices, it was obvious this was not an option. Therefore I had to find other solutions. I asked around suggestions, opinions, and turns out that Leica is the most affordable and easy to find solution. I bought it at a local shop, and more or less for the full floor here I need a little less than 1 cubic meter. For 1 cubic meter of this one, the cost is 200 euros in total. Leica is light expanded clay aggregate, so it's clay. Normally should be also put with some material to make it stick together, like cement or whatever, clay, lime, whatever. But here I'm gonna put it just loose, and it's gonna function as noise, sound insulation, as well as thermal insulation. And I'm quite okay with this solution. It's actually interesting because I want to do clay plasters, so I will have clay in the floor and clay on the walls. It's a nice combo. On top I will then put the wood floor, which is gonna come, I've ordered it already, and it's gonna come in January. Costs of the wood floor. The one I chose, it's around 50 euros per square meter. It's not the top quality one. If you want a real full wood, you have to spend around 70 to 80 euros per square meter. The one I chose has only 1.5 millimeters of top layer of natural wood, and under it's, let's say, an aggregate of wood. It's fine. I can't spend 70, 80 euros per square meter, will be too much, it's just too crazy to me. And so it's a nice compromise. It's not plastic, you know, you have these laminate plastic floors that cost like maybe 15 to 20. So the in-between solution, it gives you the feeling of the wood while not having the top-notch or the super expensive investment as well, because then it's a lot of money. I'm gonna start putting this, and then let's see what's the next project of the day. I was doing this and my neighbor came in, and he saved me from my own mistakes, because he said, hey, but you have to put this with an aggregate, like cement or something like that, something that I knew, but I thought that in this situation I could have avoided it. but not really, because I have to, the wood floor has to sit on something, and if it sits on this, then it's gonna be super noisy, and on top of that it would be kind of floating and too flexible. True, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but anyway, the problem is that I don't want to take additional materials up here. It's gonna be a hell of work, and I have to give it to someone, which so it would cost too much. And so I thought about another solution. I will put anyway this material here because that's the job. But on top of everything, I will have to put another layer of cheap wood. And on top of that, I will ask someone to put the final floor. I was not really happy at the beginning when I was talking to my neighbor. He saw my expression like, damn it. But fine, I have to do this, there is no way out of it, so I will have to arrange it. And yeah, and move on. For the moment I'm done with the clay because I don't have enough. And today is Christmas, so Merry Christmas. And shops are closed, obviously. And so I can't get more material. But I managed to find the boards as a trial. And in between all of these, I had 5 to 6 different people coming in and give me 5 to 6 different types of advices. And to sum up a bit everything that everyone told me, I found an intermediate solution. So the idea here is to reinforce all of them because the existing floor where they are attached to is not strong enough, so the rivets, they don't hold very well. This is super annoying, honestly, but anyway. And in addition, I have to reinforce the perimeter because I want the board to lay on something solid on the perimeter. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna mix the clay with the cement and make the full border where it's needed. Then when shops will open again, I will get more boards and put them everywhere. Add clay and close up with the boards. I'm using 18 millimeters thick boards because I don't have enough thickness to reach the door, so I can only put this 18 millimeters plus the final wood floor, which is 15 millimeters thick. And this gives me some few millimeters left under the door. Otherwise, would have been better to use thicker boards, or at least, or even 2 layers of boards. But this is what I can do, so I have to do the, as usual, a compromise solution. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. Prepare the mixture and put it everywhere I need it. I am not done, but I stop here for the moment. I am dead. This is so much work. I've been working here for I think 4 to 5 days non-stop from early morning until the evening. Now it's 6 p.m. I have a headache and I can't continue anymore. So I guess you will see the finished result in another video, or maybe even when it will be covered with the final floor. So if you want to buy a farmhouse to renovate, just don't do it. Buy a camper van and go travel the world. Thanks for watching. See you next time.